Hello everybody. I wanted to show this because by doing the black outline on my swans, it's made a completely different design and I absolutely love it. I just wasn't feeling it when I was done painting it and putting the layers, multiple layers of white on, and when I added the black, it just did something. It just popped the whole design and made the birds look so elegant. And that's the way I wanted it to look. I want it to look like the way I see swans, how they swim, how they the little ripples of water when they're swimming, and that's what I try to portray in this. Um, yeah, I just wanted to show you what the difference black makes in a design, and show you a couple other things that I'm working on. There's I added water coming out of the blowhole of the whale. You can see the whale here to the side. So I added water that forms into an eagle coming out of each side of this sun. And down below there are two wolves. You can see the wolf here, and there's another wolf there. And their tails of the whale and the wolves are linked. And it shows the connection that we have with the earth and with the water, especially with the ocean, and the connection we have with the sun. And you'll see in a lot of my designs, I include a sun in a lot of my works to show the power that the sun has. And every design you'll see a third eye. And just like many other cultures around the world, we know that there is something within us that is alive, that, some people call it intuition, some people call it maybe a gut feeling, but we know that it's a connection that we have, just like the third eye right here on my double-headed eagle that I finished. And I love the double-headed eagles because it kind of I can remember growing up and seeing a relative carve a double-headed eagle, and I thought, wow, that's absolutely amazing. And in the neck of the double-headed eagle, you can see I included our copper. Our copper's right in the neck of the double-headed eagle. And sometimes people have this spiritual fight that they have that goes on within us, that one part wants to drag us one way, one wants to drag us another. And really, I know that these supernatural birds are all really a human transformed. And it's called a manifestation of your own spirit. And that's what I try to portray in all of my works, is the connection that we have with water and the earth, and whether it's the moon or the sun, there's always a connection that we have. And there's so much I can go on about the arts and how that connection is. And I showed that in this tree of life, where we show with this heart. What I symbolize with the heart is that Mother Earth is alive, that everything is connected, that when you disrupt or hurt one, you disrupt and hurt all. That I remember my teacher, Phil Lane, telling us when I was a kid, the honor of one is the honor of all. The hurt of one is the hurt of all. And in this tree, there are many different things that you can see that's in the tree, but it shows that we are all connected. That and you can even see the energy coming from the tree if you look closely. The energy coming from the tree that gives the animals and the four-legged, the ones that fly, the ones that swim, the ones that crawl, it gives them life. And that's what I'm trying to show. And again, I've got our sun above that, if is direct energy for us. And that's why I wanted to do this tree of life, is I wanted to show that to people that we are all connected somehow. I've learned that First Nations people are always we're very sensitive about who we are as a people, and one of the things that I've shared is that if you've lived in this is something I learned from a professor, that if you've been here within 4 generations of a family, we're within 50th cousin. That means that we're related somehow. And that's the neat thing about it, is that First Nations people, we are married into Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, Lebanese, Vietnamese, Irish, German, Polish, you name it. First Nations people are married into other nations. So I just wanted to share that today, is that we're all connected somehow. And I wanted to show what the art symbolizes to me. On every design, you'll see that there's an eye on every joint of the animals, and it shows that the body has memory. And our people have known this for thousands of years, that if you lose a finger and years later you'll go to scratch the finger and the finger is gone, it's called a ghost limb. And that's what I wanted to share today, is how much life this work brings for me. This is what it does for me as a human being, is it gives me life. It makes me feel proud that even though as a kid through addiction I lost a lot of things, but I didn't lose the art. I always remembered how to do the art. And my first teacher said, draw an ovoid until you can do it perfectly. And do it over and over and over again until you're able to do it perfectly. And I still don't think they're perfect, but you know what? They say when you're perfect, you may as well roll over and die, because your job is done here. So practice makes improvement. So I really feel like I'm getting better at this, and this has helped my recovery so much. February 1st coming up would be my 14th year in recovery, and I'm so looking forward to it. And sober stands for son of a bitch, everything's real. When we're drinking or drugging, nothing's real, right? I was just sharing with my relatives the other day that there's a reason why they call it dope, because you don't look very smart when you're smoking it. That's why they call it dope, and I'm glad I haven't touched that for years. So have a really good day, everybody. Hopefully you'll like the stories behind what I do. I love it. Heiltsuk and Haisla art by Fred Anderson Jr.